You know that feeling when you click Add to Cart because the screen in the picture looks perfect, only to set it up in your living room and discover it's a massive wrinkle magnet that barely stays flat? I've seen a lot of folks end up with projector screens that look sleek online but end up sagging, creasing, or just not fitting the space they bought it for. That's why I'm breaking down this 60-inch 3D projector screen from Inch, so you can avoid the disappointment that a lot of buyers hit when they skip the research phase. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about why a projector screen in the 60-inch range is even a thing these days. Most people who live in apartments or have a compact home theater setup don't have the luxury of a full-size 120-inch screen, but they still want that movie theater vibe when they binge a series or throw a game night. The promise with this screen is a 16:9 aspect ratio that's supposed to give you a cinematic feel without taking up a wall-to-wall footprint, plus the anti-fold technology that claims to keep it crease-free even after you roll it up and store it. In practice, the biggest question is whether the screen actually stays taut when you stretch it across a 60-inch frame, and if the material holds up to repeated use, especially if you plan to take it outdoors for a backyard movie night. Let's walk through the setup process because that's where the rubber meets the road. The package comes with a lightweight aluminum frame, a set of pack hooks for mounting, and a carrying bag that fits nicely in the trunk of a small car. Unpacking, you'll notice the frame is pre-assembled in a couple of sections that snap together with a simple click-lock system, no tools required, which is a blessing if you're not a DIY enthusiast. You then pull the screen material from the bag, attach the top edge to the frame, and tighten the tension knobs. The anti-fold design is essentially a reinforced mesh that distributes tension across the surface, meaning you don't end up with a single line down the middle after rolling it out. In real-world use, that tension feels just sturdy enough for a typical home projector setup. The screen doesn't ripple when you walk past it, and the corners stay in place without needing extra weights. Now, who actually benefits from this? If you're a college student living in a dorm, a small space homeowner, or someone who wants a portable screen for occasional backyard cinema evenings, this 60-inch model ticks a lot of boxes. The portability factor is genuine. You can pack it up, move it to a friend's house, or take it on a road trip without a lot of hassle. On the other hand, if you're a serious home theater aficionado looking to invest in a high-gain, acoustically transparent screen for a dedicated cinema room, you'll probably want to look past this. The gain rating isn't advertised, meaning the screen likely sits around a 1.0 gain, which is fine for everyday viewing but won't boost the brightness as much as a purpose-built screen would. Let's get into strengths that matter after you've mounted it. First, the no-folding crease claim actually holds up. After a few weeks of folding and unfolding for indoor and outdoor use, the surface remains smooth, no unsightly lines that would distract from the picture. Second, the screen material has a matte finish that reduces glare from ambient lighting, which is a practical win for daytime use in a sunlit living room or for playing video games while the windows are open. Third, the frame's aluminum construction is lightweight yet surprisingly rigid. It won't bow under the slight tension of a 150 lumens projector, and it can be hung from a ceiling mount if you have the right hardware, giving you flexibility in placement. On the flip side, there are some realistic trade-offs you should be aware of. The screen's anti-crease mesh is thinner than what you'd find on premium home theater screens, so the picture can look a bit softer if you're sitting close, something you'll notice with a high-resolution 4K projector. Also, because the frame is designed for quick assembly, it doesn't have the locking clamps you see on larger, more permanent screens. After long periods of use, you might find the corners loosening just enough to need a quick retighten. For outdoor use, the screen material is water-resistant but not waterproof, so a sudden rain shower could soak it and cause the fabric to sag until it dries. Lastly, the size options are limited to the 60-inch version in the package you're looking at. If you want a bigger diagonal to truly fill a larger wall, you'll have to buy a different size, and the price scales up quickly. A common scenario I've heard from people who tried similar screens is using a portable projector for a weekend camping trip. They'd roll the screen out on a flat top, hook it up, and project a movie under the stars.